So when did you first sense something was wrong with your back?
Yeah, so I first felt pain in my neck after Northern Colorado at home. So I think it was sometime into July or beginning of August. But when I first felt it after that game, I just remember telling my wife at home that I just feel like I have a painful neck, but didn't really know what symptoms were going to follow right away. But that's how it started. Yeah, so I guess my perspective on it kind of changed when I began to have further symptoms, like the pain was first, and then I started to get tingles down my body, like into my arms and legs. And I mean, like any other athlete, you try to push through it, but then I went to our trainer, Lindsay, and I kind of told her what was going on. So that's when we kind of started to poke around my neck and try to figure out maybe it was a nerve, but everything we tried wasn't really working. So the symptoms got worse. I started to lose control of my left side, my arm and my leg. And I remember at practice, I was trying to go over hurdles and like I couldn't pick up my left side and I was just like hitting the hurdle. So that's when I figured like I have no control over my left side and that something might be seriously wrong. So then the next step was Lindsay to progress it to our doctor. And then from there, we kind of started to dig deeper.
As for the Independents, also 4 changes for Mike Jeffries, captain Clay Dimick at right back. Normally the captain out injured tonight, his first missed start since May.
Well, when you were told by a doctor that you may never play soccer again, what thoughts went through your mind?
Well, I'm not much of a crier, and I think my wife will tell you that, but I just broke down because going into the specialist appointment, I was with the neurosurgeon, and I've never been injured before. The worst injury I've had was a sprained ankle, so I kind of thought that this would heal itself in a couple weeks, or maybe at worst get a quick surgery and be back for playoffs. But when the doctor sat me down and the first thing he said was, if you're my son or you're my brother, I wouldn't let you play again because the surgery you're gonna have to get is like pretty intense. And the biggest part was it wasn't just the structure of the surgery, but my spinal cord was completely compressed, so it wasn't sending signals down my body. And that, I mean, it was scary because I have 2 kids at home, I have a wife, and so much more after soccer. So to think about, yeah, like my career is getting taken away, but also like, I don't know how active I'm gonna be after this. So it's kind of scary.
The Jacks will ride on to the final as they have upset the top-seeded Union Omaha.
The part about today, this is a derby. It's an in-state rivalry.
Yeah, I mean, from a distance, it may look like I was there and like really excited, which I was because I love this club and love the city. But at the same time, there's mixed emotion because like that night I couldn't sleep before the game, and before games I sleep fine. I don't really get that nervous, but before that I just couldn't help but think like I would do anything to be out there. After I saw that first specialist, I went and saw another one, and thankfully they offer a second surgery instead of a fusion. They did a 2-level artificial disc replacement. So it's the same type of surgery. They go in the front, and instead of leaving screws and rods and stuff behind, this surgery they leave a fake disc. So they took the 2 ruptured discs out and put in the fake discs. So when I went into PT after the surgery, the first day, my physical therapist wanted me to pick up my left leg, pick up my right leg, and my right side was fine, but I tried to pick up my left leg and it wasn't moving off the ground. So then I had another moment, I like broke down, was just mad, thinking like I'm never gonna get back to where I was, and I had lost so much. So the first couple of times she had to physically pick up my left leg and like move it for me to retrain my brain of like everything that I had lost. And it was the same thing for my upper body to try to go across my body. Like my right side was fine, and then I go to my left and it's like I've never done it before. So it was a long process. I had to learn dexterities. I had to learn how to use dexterities, buttons, zip zippers, use a fork. So it's like learning all this stuff that I've been doing for years, but I never think about it. So it was really humbling. And I try to be patient, but I'm not really the most patient. So humility was definitely something I needed, and I was given by the grace of God. So it was kind of like I was starting at ground zero on my left side. I couldn't even like walk in a straight line. I would keep like veering off. So yeah, it was an uphill battle, and at the same time, I was never guaranteed to be back to where I am now to play again. So it's like I can rehab as much as I want, but what if I never get there? So I try to keep those thoughts at a distance, but and use that as motivation. So mid-January, I was fully cleared to play again, and then I saw our team doctors, Dr. Shukla, last Friday, and he cleared me then. So the neurosurgeons and team doctors both have cleared me. After my first checkup, being able to hold my kids again, yeah, I guess like as a dad, you don't really think about that because you do it every day. But when it gets taken away from you, it's kind of like a gut check and you just want to hug them and hold them. So when I was cleared to do that, that was special. I always like to say I was grateful for what I had and like the career I had, but I don't think anything makes you do a double take and like change my perspective than what I went through. So I'm really thankful that I went through it and have a different outlook. And obviously personally through the season, we were close to winning a championship last year. So coming back, being the captain and hopefully leading the team to a championship, that's the goal, and simple as that. Oh man, the coaching staff and the owners, everybody really in the club, you guys, everybody was super supporting and just really nice in how they went about it. They gave me my space when I needed it, but they were really, they were there when I needed them as well. So I can't thank them enough, from Dan and Jim, the two owners, all the way down to Mike and the staff, and obviously my teammates and everybody. They kind of, they knew what I needed and they knew what would help me, and I can't thank them enough because I definitely wouldn't have got through it as positively as I did without them. I would just say a big thank you to everyone who has reached out to my family and I during this time. Like I said earlier, we wouldn't have been able to get through it as positively as we did without you guys. So on behalf of my family and myself, thank you.